Early in the semester, when I was asked to put a name down of a leader who I wanted to do my final assignment about, my first thought was to do it about a very famous person who is mainstream and easy to obtain information about. But after giving it some thought, I decided to choose a leader who created a spark in me and who would help me work on this assignment with excitement. I didn't just go with a typical celebrity or influencer, but with a young leader who has marked the history of a country. This leader managed to unify a country when the hopes of freedom had been lost. This person is Juan Guaido, the opposition leader of Venezuela. We're not really aware of who this young leader was, not at least till 2018, when he got voted to be the president of the General Assembly of Venezuela. I started to closely pay attention and notice how Juan Guaido managed to obtain the trust of most of the opposition party, and slowly but steady the trust of the Venezuelan people. But where did he come from? Juan Guaido was born on July 23, 1983, in La Guaira, Venezuela. He graduated from a very well-known Venezuelan university called Andrés Bello Catholic University and started his political career during the 2007 Venezuelan protests. Then he co-founded the Popular Will Party with the other well-known opposition leader Leopoldo López in 2009 and became a member of the National Assembly in 2015. But it wasn't until 2019 when he got voted as the president of the General Assembly. He has become a key figure in the Venezuelan presidential crisis, which began when the National Assembly refused to recognize the inauguration of dictator Nicolás Maduro to a second presidential term after the 2018 illegitimate presidential elections. 18 days after he was chosen as the president of the General Assembly, Juan Guaido announced that he was formally assuming the role of interim president under Article 233 of the Constitution of Venezuela, with the support of the General Parliament until free elections could be held. He has received formal recognition of legitimacy from almost 60 governments worldwide, including the United States, Canada, and more countries around Latin America and Europe. Juan Guaido is a true meaning of leader, a leader not just for a country, but a leader to himself. As we learn through our studies in this course, a true leader needs to be able to lead himself, and Juan Guaido has shown many times what it means to lead himself. To stand up to a dictatorship and say enough is enough requires a person to be strong and brave, risking not just his life but his family's as well to liberate the country. He has managed to unify a country's population after all hope was gone. He made people feel that this country was something worth to fight for, and that as long as we stand together, we can defeat this. He has managed to inspire millions to fight. He is strong and humble, accepts criticism, and accepts his mistakes. He has extended his hand and has extended his welcome to any military that would want to abandon this regime. He has managed to create a name for himself with the highest and most prestigious leaders in the world. He has shown that he is the current true leader of Venezuela, being welcome at international organizations like the European Union or the organizations of the American states. He has also demonstrated great communication skills when speaking in public. To be a real political leader, you have to exceed in this area. He managed to start a spark in each person who just had enough of this dictatorship and wanted to change their lives. He spoke to each and one of the people watching. His message is not about hate or grudge, but more about unifying and forgiving, so as a one nation we can move forward. He managed not to just get the attention of the country, but of the whole world. Juan Guaido has also proven to exceed in leading organizations. He managed to get the United States and Canada and many other countries to help contribute to the humanitarian crisis in Venezuela. The dictatorship closed all of its borders and prohibited the entrance of these trucks that contained millions of dollars in medicine, food, and basic needs that the Venezuelan population was lacking of. In conclusion, I can say that Juan Guaido has not only proven himself as a small leader, but as a leader who is not afraid to say what needs to be said and stand up to dictators who cower behind a blinded door. He has managed to unify a country with the hopes of ending this dark phase in our history. He has managed to create a path for a suffering country and obtain the help and support of countries around the world. This is what to me means to be a real leader.